Chair, it sounds like a broken record. I, for the past several years, have filed orders requesting we look into talking about getting some remuneration. And I just last, believe it was the last meeting, I filed an order very similar to Boston's order, requesting the exact same thing, that the cities and towns who people originate from, that they take some of the share of the burden on cities like Boston and Worcester. We have most of the people in the state and outside of the state. I've dealt with people that have come down from Maine that were put on a train. Oh, go to Worcester. We'll buy you a ticket. Go to Worcester. They'll take care of you. You know, so it's great. We have resources. We want to help people. That's great. But just like the McKinney-Vento Act, when we have homeless children, right? The federal act says you shouldn't have to pay the entire burden, right? These kids are coming in here through no fault of their own. Temporarily, either they go back to their home district, which we would pay for transportation to home district, or they stay in school here, and the host district sends a partial payment to the city of Worcester so that it's not that much of a burden on us. And I think that that's fair. I think that's equitable. And when actually the numbers that I've heard have been 70% of the people are not from Worcester in the community. So it's something that we all have talked about for a long time. I believe that the legislature needs to be addressing this, not only the legislature, but perhaps Congresswoman McGovern. Maybe it needs to be federal because our cities and towns are really being impacted. And I understand, like I talked to a police officer out in the Brookfields. They have absolutely no services whatsoever. None. They don't know what to do with people. And they know they need help. So they bring them here because we have services. And that's great, but there's also a greater burden. And so we're just asking that it be shared. And I think that it really needs to happen. We need to get some movement on this because it's not fair to the people who are unhoused, who have substance use disorder, who have mental health issues. It's not fair to them. It's not fair to our city to have all of this without support systems, without the amount of housing that we would need is insurmountable at this point in time to be able to take care of everybody. And it just doesn't happen quick enough. I mean, we'll talk about the ADUs. I mean, I remember talking about that. We were going to do a tiny village with ADUs, tiny homes, and even that is costly. So I know tonight the senator talked about it. I know the mayor, and I signed on to his order with the tiny homes, getting an update on that. But that's really important. I've been talking about that for years as a resource, as a possibility of being able to get more housing out there. But and I digress. We really need to move forward on this. Thank you.
Mr. Mayor.
Councilor Hadjiai.
Yeah, so first of all, I reject the notion and the framing of this issue as people are burdened, or it's a game of whack-a-mole, or any other phrases that people like to assign to people who are going through tremendous trauma in their lives. So we keep repeating these numbers, 50, 60, 70%. How exactly is this idea going to work that we're going to identify when somebody became homeless? Somebody could become homeless in our community. They travel. This is a very transient population. They go to Maine, they go to Boston, they come back here. So we're going to identify each person, ask for their personal history, where they became homeless, and then come up with these ideas that I'm not really sure are cemented in reality. When exactly has the legislature worked efficiently to come up with legislation like the one that Councilor Toomey has proposed to force other towns to pay a fair share? How are they going to identify if Etel Hadjiai became homeless in Holden, or Councilor King, Christian King, became homeless in Oxford, or Jenny Pasillo became homeless in